Hi friends, welcome to my kitchen. Today on How to Cook, we will be making chocolate covered strawberries. This is an extremely easy and very classy dessert, and I love making this in the summertime when strawberries are fresh. Before we begin, check out the list of ingredients needed for today's recipe on the right side of the screen. You want to take the strawberries out of the fridge 15 to 30 minutes before dipping them. Room temperature strawberries work best, but start by thoroughly washing and drying the strawberries very well. This is a very important step because if the strawberries are not well dry, the chocolate won't stick to the berries. You want to choose firm and ripe strawberries without bruises if possible, and you want to make sure they are red. If they aren't, it's okay. The chocolate will add a lot of sweetness. Also, you want to note that you want to prep a large baking sheet with either parchment paper, wax paper, or some sort of non-stick baking sheet. This will help with mess and cleaning up later. Once all the strawberries are thoroughly dried off, you want to pour a cup of chocolate chips into a microwave safe bowl. I usually use semi-sweet or milk chocolate baking chips, but you can use whatever chocolate you would like. I also like to add a few Lindor truffles into my chocolate. This helps create a super smooth and glossy finish. If you don't have Lindor truffles on hand, I would recommend adding some sort of oil like coconut oil, like maybe half a teaspoon. But highly recommend Lindor truffles. They're super easy and I've found that they work super well over the years. I always have a bag of them in my kitchen at all times for baking and just even a sweet treat. There are multiple different ways you can melt the chocolate. I've found that the microwave is the quickest and easiest way with minimal cleanup, but if you're afraid that you might burn the chocolate in the microwave, you can always heat up the chocolate in a bowl over a pot of hot water on your stovetop. Depending on your microwave, the amount of chocolate and the type of bowl you're using, that can really impact the melting time. I've found that chocolate usually melts in about a minute and 30 seconds. I start by microwaving my chocolate for 1 minute and then removing it from the microwave and giving it a thorough stir and mix. Then I will add maybe a few more chocolate chips just to kind of even it out or add a little bit more, and then I'll put it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds. But for everyone watching this video, I would recommend microwaving the chocolate for 30 to 45-second intervals, removing and stirring at 30 seconds until the chocolate has melted. Stir often and make sure that the chocolate does not burn. Once your chocolate is heated up, you want to make sure you thoroughly incorporate and stir the chocolate. Make sure that there aren't any clumps and that it's nice and smooth. And then holding a strawberry by the stem, get the leafy green part out of the way. You want to dip the strawberries into the milk chocolate. I like using a spoon to help me scoop up some chocolate and kind of putting it around the strawberry. I feel like that gives me a lot more control and it creates much more even layer of chocolate on the strawberry. You want to do this until all the strawberries are covered in chocolate. The next step, which is a white chocolate drizzle, is completely optional but makes the strawberries extra fancy. You want to melt about 1/3 cup of white chocolate chips with a few white Lindor truffles or some coconut oil for about 45 seconds or until the chocolate is nice and smooth. Again, like before, you want to make sure the chocolate does not burn, so keep an eye on it. After the chocolate has melted, you want to stir until there are no clumps and it's nice and smooth and silky. Using the smallest spoon or a fork, you want to dip it into the chocolate and drizzle it lightly over the chocolate covered strawberries. Lightly drizzle the strawberries with chocolate. It doesn't need to be perfect. You want to move quickly and very lightly for these thin drizzled lines. You want to make sure the strawberries set and cool for about 15 to 20 minutes, but there you have it. Easy, fancy chocolate covered strawberries that will easily impress and everyone will love. Store the chocolate covered strawberries in a cool location or in the fridge. One batch of chocolate covered strawberries only took 20 minutes to make, so always make them the day of. You want to make sure you eat the chocolate covered strawberries within 2 days because the chocolate on the strawberries will cause them to sweat and release moisture. So that's not really good. So you really want to enjoy them within a few days. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button to my channel. I'll be sharing a new video every week, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and happy cooking.